Welcome to Summarize Science. Large language models can solve incredibly complex problems, yet they often fail on simpler versions of the same task. This suggests they're getting the right answers through a process that is fundamentally different from human reasoning. A new paper titled Cognitive Foundations for Reasoning dives into this mystery to understand how these AIs actually think. To do this, researchers first synthesized decades of cognitive science research into a unified taxonomy. They broke down the process of human thinking into 28 specific cognitive elements, like a periodic table for thought. These elements include everything from managing goals to recognizing patterns and even backtracking when you make a mistake. Using this framework, they analyzed a massive dataset of over 170,000 reasoning traces from 17 different models and compared them to humans. The analysis revealed a stark difference in strategy. Humans use complex, hierarchical thinking and constantly monitor their own progress. Models, on the other hand, mostly just rely on a shallow, step-by-step forward process. Think of it like building with Legos. A human plans the spaceship, while the model just keeps adding the next logical brick, hoping it works out. But here's the most fascinating discovery. The researchers found that the behaviors models use most often are not the ones most likely to lead to a correct answer. This heat map on the left shows what behaviors the models use, while the one on the right shows which behaviors are correlated with success. As you can see, the patterns are almost inverted. Essentially, when problems get harder and more ambiguous, models narrow their thinking and stick to rigid, simple strategies. But success on these problems actually requires using a wider and more diverse range of cognitive tools. It's like trying to build a house using only a hammer. This graph illustrates the point perfectly. This top path shows the sequence of behaviors that most often leads to success on a problem. This bottom path shows the sequence the AI models actually use most of the time. They are fundamentally different approaches. So, what happens if you guide the model to use the successful path? The researchers developed a method to give the AI a kind of reasoning guidance at test time, essentially a cheat sheet for how to think about the problem. The results were incredible, with performance improving by up to 60% on complex, ill-structured problems. So let's recap the key points. First, AI models do not reason like humans. They rely on simple, forward-moving shortcuts instead of hierarchical planning and self-correction. Second, models consistently deploy behaviors that are not optimal for success, especially on harder problems. And third, these models possess latent abilities that can be unlocked with the right guidance, dramatically improving their performance. This research provides a roadmap for building better AIs. Instead of just making models bigger, we can now focus on making them reason in a more principled, robust, and human-like way. It's a crucial step toward creating AI that can genuinely understand and solve problems, rather than just recognizing patterns.